body.
Because it's reactatory. In other words,
Like
if
if I
I
give
hit
up,
you
if I
with
give
a
a head or
hammer,
something.
or you stub your toe, or you cut yourself, or you do something horrific, your brain sends out this electronic signals. This is where your dude doesn't know what it is. It's not just the drug. It's the combination of how the drug is received, the mode in which you're taking it. All of those things are different.
We're talking about like I've been sober for weeks. You know, my dopamine levels are pretty normal. I do meth. They spike for like a night. I wake up the next day, and it's gonna take some time to like recover and get back to like that normal state that I was at before.
That is true. I've learned that is there.
Well, that's absolutely true.
That's
Is
what
it
we're
the
talking
dopamine, or is it the receptors that are different?
I mean, the receptors
dopamine,
probably aren't like as receptive towards like normal things.
yeah, they
you know?
shut off.
Because because they're like
The dopamine level is
they're
still
like,
the same.
fuck, this is bad. But like, it's like really good, you know. And then you like go play sports or like do something that would.
If you
And
think
you don't
of
have to be released in normal ways. Like say if you give a
They
hug
know
to
you're
somebody, if you give a hug to somebody, you don't release it. So like
a nice
that's
moment.
like a normal amount. But I was talking about how my dopamine is lower right now, and his argument was just because my chemical imbalances do, I still have the choice to
But
feel
you're
a certain
tying
way.
dopamine into energy. It has nothing to do with
No.
it. That's calories.
No, we're not.
No.
No, I'm
He's saying
why you feel down? Because you've been up. You've been up.
What's your
Again,
like
the way because you've been up. You can't be
partially because of that.
Oh, at least you give me some credit. Thank you. What I'm trying to tell you is it's math.
It's like we can't be right together ever.
We're both right. Because it's the
Well,
combination of them.
you're
There is
wrong.
no single answer. Because how the drug affects you is not the same as how it affects him. So how can you group any of that together? Do you think it is? Do you think if me and you both do the same line, we're going to have the same reaction?
That's not even what I'm talking about, though.
That is way off topic.
What I was.
You don't understand how the drugs.
No, I get you're right, but you're not talking about the exact same thing we're talking about. We're talking about something.
Totally different. I
Yeah,
understand.
you're right. You're right. You are right, but
Okay.
But
talking
you
about
got to
something
know
else.
how the drug works. You can't blame it on. It's not the drug. All the drug does is release things that are already in your body.
Yeah.
To either let them go or to catch them.
Yeah. So they're already in your body, and then when you do that drug, it releases them and floods your brain with it. So it's like a feeling of ecstasy. You wake up the next morning, you have lesser levels than what you did, like before you did that drug. So you're gonna feel like not as happy, not as motivated, you know.
Is that permanent?
No, that's what I'm saying. But he's saying that's how he feels right now.
Is there any possibility that potential shame or internal feelings that you have about doing the drug could be inflicting that also?
For sure. But I don't really. I get the same thing.
I don't really
I don't
fuck
really
myself
feel.
up about it. He fucks himself up about it a little bit more.
He is so.
It's like I understand that it's not a good thing, but I don't just like I don't like fret about
Drugs
it.
aren't bad. It's the actions that we do.
I know. I just like to keep a just like a kind of an anti towards some things, you know, just to make sure that I don't get in a pattern of doing
that's
it. You know?
That's a problem because that's bigotry and hypocrisy.
No, because like I know I like do drugs, I'm a drug addict and stuff like that, but I try to make sure that it doesn't become like a everyday big time.
But that's not what you said. What you said is that you want to keep some drugs looked upon as if they're bad, which indicates to people doing those drugs they are bad.
It's
not good for you. Is that is different terminology?
It's like I get.
What I see is I hear all this anti-drug stuff from a guy that isn't walking the walk.
Yeah, I mean.
That's what that in of itself. That's what pisses me off. Is you have this better than thou on what it is. That's how it comes across, sir.
I mean, it's like I'm just being realistic on how the drugs are, And, like, I may be saying it to you, but I'm, like, reminding myself at the same time, you know.
And because it's voiced, I have to react, detract, or ask for more on what you're saying. Because otherwise, since you and I are talking, I'm assuming you're talking about me because it's you and
Well,
others.
you should just stop doing that from now on.
I can't. I'm a person.
All right, well, then ask me. Did you be like, are you talking about me? Or
I
are you talking
try
about
to.
you? Well, I mean, it depends
And you
on
come
which
to the same thing. I'm not
circumstance
talking
you're
about anybody in particular. But it feels like you are. And me personally, I don't care because if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. That's a gift that was given to me about anything. More importantly, you have to get these questions that you have because they're yours. And you're spreading them out to us, and we're hoping to be able to help you with them. Don't stop questioning yourself ever. You know what confidence makes a person? Not as quite as alive as the guy that was scared and got out of the way.
Yeah.
And you know what triggers being scared? Dopamine. And I don't mean to be a dick, but when a 19-year-old kid tries to tell a 50-year-old man with 31 more years of experience on Earth something that goes in a circle, I don't want you to fall into the same thing. Drugs react differently to every single person.
Yeah, and you're right there, but it's like, how did I say anything against that originally to make you come out here and not really argumentative, but protective?
Because you're not looking at the, and again, engineering, I'm looking at the mechanics of how the drugs work. And that's what I'm talking about, is the mechanics.
Yeah,
because
we were talking about,
you can get
We
nine
were just
levels.
having like a debate about like kind of the philosophy of like if your soul or whatever is in control or is
What you guys actually were
balance.
saying is that the dopamine level was less than in the morning after partying, and all I wanted to correct is it's not the dopamine level that is less than.
But it
That never changes. It's whether or not it's it's released into your body.
You have only a certain amount in your brain to release.
And then,
Oh, absolutely. At that point, it goes into serotonin.
I mean,
I don't really know the specifics, so I can't really.
Then why are you arguing with me over somebody
I
that
was arguing with him
Over
over like
released
different
by
theory.
different
It was like a
substances.
different theory. Like, is your soul in control or is your
soul is
chemicals in
different thing.
control?
You'll have to talk to Joe. She handles the soul.
No, that was just the whole
that's
thing.
what I'm
That's
saying.
what
It's like, say you party hard as fuck one night, you wake up the next morning, like, say you did some good Molly or something, you wake up the next morning, like, a little bummed out, not really feeling like doing much, you know. Is that something that you just have to, like, okay, and, like, just understand that it's because you have, like, depleted dopamine levels or serotonin levels or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, and that's
Or
what
anything that makes you, I'm saying,
How about because you don't have any more?
you
Is
don't
that
have
a
any
potential possibility?
dopamine?
No, you don't have any more Molly, and that's why